Hi and welcome back to the channel. You join me today for a look around this Nissan Skyline 350GT. It's a V35 Skyline, so it's not like a proper one. It's a 350Z with a longer wheelbase and 4 seats. And these were produced from 2003 to 2006, import only in the UK. So they're quite a rare car. I think they're pretty cool. What do you think about them? Let me know in the comments. But I like cars that are different. I like cars that you don't see every day, and these are certainly of their time. You know, in some ways they're a little bit dated, but they're quite a cool GT car. This one's in nice condition. It is going to be for sale soon, hence the video. So I'll walk you around it, and we'll have a look at it, and have a look at some of its strange Japanese quirks, shall we say, and the general condition of this one, if you're interested in buying it, and then we'll take it for a drive. So hope you enjoy the video. It's only going to be a short one, and yeah. So I don't know about you, but I think that this angle here is the best angle for this. I'm not mad on the front at all, to be honest, but this rear 3/4 view looks super cool, especially at night. The LEDs here all light up, and it looks pretty futuristic, really. This one came into the UK in 2006, and I bought it off basically the original owner, other than the importer. He had it for 15-16 years, and I've just recently acquired it. So what do you think to the shape? I mean, the front is a little bit weird. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the front, but I think on the whole it's a cool looking sports car, and they've aged quite well. Also, imagine, you know, in the early 2000s, if you had one of these in the UK, people would be probably wondering what the hell it is. But this one's in nice condition. There's a few dinks around the bodywork. There's a dink here. There's some scrapes here, but no major issues with it really. The wheels do need refurbishing, but the tyres are new. The back bumper looks slightly deformed to me, if I'm being honest. Tailpipes are nice. Rear lights are all nice and shiny. Again, around here there's signs of age, but it's not horrendous in my opinion. Headlights are fairly nice and shiny. I mean, the paintwork, I'd say the paintwork on this car is fairly original. There's nothing glaringly horrendous. A few marks here and there, as you'd expect. So let's have a look in the interior. And I quite like the way that the Japanese enjoy a luxury cloth interior, and this one's got, I don't know what you'd say, it's not Alcantara, it reminds me of, it's almost like toweling, slightly suede toweling, but just lovely comfortable seats, and they're really warm and cosseting. There's loads of adjustment. The power seat controls are there. The passenger also gets a power seat control. Signs of wear, but again, you know, nothing horrendous. It's done 112,000 miles. It's got Skyline overmats. That's my little polishing cloth for getting rid of the water, because we've had some rain today. But yeah, the back seats look like they've been barely sat in. Proper 3-point seat belts in the back. There's a hidden storage compartment under here, so if you want to hide your wallet or phone or whatever, you've got a secret bin. Nifty little cup holders there. Ashtray. Hasn't seen much use. The rear seats do fold down as well, actually. On the door card, you've got a sort of vinyl leather filler panel here. Automatic windows. Central locking. And speakers, a few marks on there. Down here we have a foot operated handbrake, which is quite cool, and then there's a few bits of weirdness going on. So this button is, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, whether it'll pick up on it. So that is whether or not you want the passenger side mirror to auto dip when you put it in reverse. If that's engaged, that will basically dip the passenger side mirror. Boot release. Traction control off. I've got no idea what that switch does. Might be rear fogs, I'm not sure. And then here, this is the immobiliser, which is a little bit annoying. You have to operate it twice with the fob on the key, which is a bit of a pain. I'll pop the bonnet so we can have a look at the engine. Wear and tear as you'd expect, really. It's not in bad condition, to be honest, for the age of the car. You could clean it and make it a lot better, but it's just nice to see that it's uninterfered with. Advanced front midship. Power duct. Glass fibre composite. I think Nissan were trying to prove at the time that it was a pretty futuristic ride. Let's go around to the passenger side. So, quite a cool feature on the passenger side. Active headrests. If you pull the lever, just like a Mercedes CL, the seat automatically slides forward. You can see the mats on this side are in really nice condition. Another look at the seat there. And then the rear passengers get their own lever there. And then it will drive back. It only does it on the passenger side, not the driver's side. Shut the passenger door. And then if we step inside. So looking at the dashboard then, there's a DVD navigation system here, which, let's be honest, no one's going to use. Nice felt line glove box. Cassette tape adapter. Automatic transmission with a manual function on there. Controls for the automatic, you can have it in normal, power or snow. I just have it in power all the time. This is a mess in here, but you got cup holders, 2 cup holders there, and then in here again, it's a mess, but a load of storage in the armrest there. This is all completely useless tech, but there's a load of Japanese controls here for what was an analog TV and a sat nav and things like that. That's no longer working. Well, it works, but only if you can read Japanese, which I can't. So more mirror switches. The driver's mirror doesn't work, and also the central locking on the driver's side doesn't work. I think it's to do with the actuator. It seems to be quite a common fault reading online. Steering wheel's nice and small and chunky. Up here you've got various different things going on. Sunglasses holder, sunlight blocker things, a card holder up there, a card holder there, there's a card holder in here somewhere, up there. Well, they seem to like the card holders. You can see the ashtray, I don't think it's ever been smoked in, and then just hiding down there you've got the cigarette lighter, which again doesn't really look like it's been used. I know that the previous owner, who had it for the last 15 years or so, didn't smoke. These are adjustable. And I'll just show you in the boot. So the carpet does need a clean. It's got an emergency pull here. Instructions on how to store 2 golf bags. Wow. Under the boot there's a spare, and then under here you've got a jack and some tools and things. Tow eye cover. So I think that's complete. So there's a bit of service history with it. The guy that owned it was one of these people that didn't really keep receipts. I've got the Japanese service book. It was always looked after by the same garage the whole time that you had it. So I think if you were to ring that garage, they'd be able to confirm what work it's had. Key situation. So what you have to do with the immobiliser is press it once. That light goes on solid red, and then you press it again. when you hear the long beep, you know that you're okay. And then there's 3 keys and two key fobs, so plenty of keys with it. And I think that red key must be like the master key or something. I know Fiat's and Alfa Romeos years ago used to have that sort of thing. So clocks are all nice and I think they're really quite nice clocks. And just like a Porsche 928, the whole thing moves up and down if you adjust the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. Yeah, a nice display there for the air conditioning. I've got no idea what any of this means. There you go, compass, elevation, factory radio. It's a really nice place to be, this car. I actually quite like it. It's very comfortable. It's fairly quick. It's 350Z performance, so it's got the 3.5 V6 engine. I think they're about 280 horsepower. Anyway, let's go for a drive and I'll talk about how it drives. Okay, driving the 350GT. How does it feel? Well, first impressions are it's a very, very comfortable car. The seats are amazing. I just much prefer, I've said this in my other videos, I just prefer cloth to leather. I just think it's so much nicer. It's great having the electronic seat controls just to the left as well, near the gear stick. It's quite a nice touch. Because it's a Japanese car, it's got the indicator on the right, so that's a little bit easy to forget. That takes a bit of getting used to. It's got loads of power, even though it's an auto. It's definitely not lacking in power, but it's very smooth and feels really tight on the road. My camera's shaking a little bit because the mount's not very good, but it's actually a really, really comfortable car. There's no excessive wind noise. The air conditioning in it's amazing as well. Steering feels tight. It does need the tracking doing, because the steering wheel is like, when you're going in a straight line, the steering wheel's just slightly over to the right a little bit, only by about 5 degrees, but I'm quite fussy. Yeah, brakes are very good. It's just really, it's a sporty car, but it's just a typical Japanese car really, in the sense that it's fairly basic. I mean, it's 20 years old, so there's some tech on it that was new at the time, but you know, relative to modern cars, it's fairly basic, but it's just a functional, comfortable car, drives well, just does most things quite nicely really. So if you're the kind of person that's after something like a 350 GT, but you want a bit more exclusivity, maybe you want 4 seats, because maybe you've got kids and having a 2-seater car is no good. You can get 4 adults in this. There's loads of room in the back. I think in terms of value for money as well, what you get, I think you can get these on a classic insurance policy, so they're relatively cheap tax. Insurance on a classic policy would be really cheap, and yeah, maintaining them, they're basically 350Z underpinnings, so brakes and suspension and engine servicing stuff is all 350Z. But yeah, short video today, but really it's to just have a brief look at this car. Like I said, it is for sale. If it's something that you're interested in buying, give us a shout. And if you like watching my content, consider subscribing, give us a like, and see you around for the next one. Thanks for watching.